Guys, this is Nora's World. Welcome to my channel, and my name is Nora Mohammed. If you're watching this channel, you already know that. Yeah, this year I decided that it's going to be a new dimension. We are growing together and we are glowing together. And how are we going to do that? By betting on ourselves, by betting on yourself. And I'd like to share this story, right? When I was growing up, I was that child that I was a bookworm. I love going to school. And my mom was a lover of education as well. But fortunately for her, she didn't get access to education. She couldn't go to school because her parents couldn't afford it. So she just had to stay back. And growing up with her, I saw how much she valued education, and she took interest in me as well because I really love to go to school, and I was top of my class, if I do say so myself. But every time that I get home with my homework, I have no one to do my homework for me. I'll literally struggle with my homework with no dictionary. I remember I'll go to my neighbor's place to beg for dictionary even before I could read the dictionary. I didn't have anyone who did my work for me. I did math, science, literature, English, everything all by myself. And the ones that I couldn't, I'll have to take to school the next day and sort out with people who did theirs. And I think in most African homes, especially for people who came from a humble background, this is a thing. This was a thing for them. And it was specifically hard for me, especially when I see my classmates who had educated parents and who would have people to guide them on what to do and how to do life. I would just be like, wow, I wish it was me. It was hard, you know. But I already know where I was coming from, and it was not a palatable environment, so I adjusted. But as I grew older, even down to having to pay my fees, having to buy my books, it depended upon me and my mom, and I had to be hands-on in finding a way to get income just so that we can pay my school fees and my brother's school fees as well. I grew older, I became an adult, and it remained so. Basically, it all depends on me to do everything, down to sourcing for universities that I needed to go to, down to writing jam, down to finding the subject. And the system in Nigeria, the secondary school system, not many schools have career guidance in their school, in their system. Not many schools would direct you on what career path. They don't have a structure to guide you on how to follow through with the career that you want. And for me, it was so. So I basically had to do everything by myself. And got so kind, I got into the university and I graduated. And then, of course, I had to face life squarely again on my own. I started to look for, okay, what am I going to do career wise? What do I want to do? I studied English, by the way, and with the society that we are in, results doesn't really get you your certificate. I mean, doesn't really get you far, right? I mean, if he manages to get you far, you must have connects, or you have people who have paved the way for you. And then I started to struggle again. No career guidance, nobody to look up to, no role models, no nothing as a young child, as a teenager, as an adult. I had to learn all by myself. I had to teach myself everything, practically everything. And I felt like if it was if there was someone ahead of me, if there was someone ahead of me, things would have been easier. At least I would have understood things better and did things earlier than I did. And when that covering that is supposed to cover you is not there, and you begin to struggle on your own on everything, it will probably take you longer than it will take an average person. And that's why sometimes I don't hold it so hard whenever I feel like, oh, I'm far behind amidst my peers. I'm struggling to have some things, to get some things. So I don't go hard on myself because I know what it took me to be here. I literally had to start looking at the point where my career was on the line and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to call. Like, I was tired of doing the everyday job that some people were not taking. I decided to say, you know what, okay, I needed to go into tech. Let me go into tech. And then again, I didn't know where to start. How do I start? What do I do? How do I, penetrate this industry? And then that is when I started to invade DMs. Actually, I didn't invade DMs. I decided to source online, decided to check, look for people who are already doing the things that I want to do and who were accessible. And that was when I bumped into my mentor that I absolutely adore. And he said, you know what, he guided me on what to do in tech. And me sharing this story, and today, I think I finally found my foot somewhere where I felt like I belong, where I felt like I need to excel, I need to work hard. I felt like my feet is on the ground, is firm, and that is digital marketing and brand strategy. I got to this point through trial and error, a lot of try and fail and try and fail. I've I've done a lot of things. I've done makeup, I've done sales, I've done front desk, I've done a sales attendant, I've done things that I can't even right now. I can't put, you know, I can't name, I can't remember right now. But these things have come helped me to come to this point where I am, where I'm not like, okay, this is where I have finally found my bearing. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm interested in. And I'm just sharing this story because if you're somebody who is watching this video and you are thinking, oh, how do I bet on myself? What do I do? I promise you, there's so much more you can get from yourself if you are determined. Yes, you don't have guidance, you don't have role model, your family don't have money, you did not come from a wealthy family. But a wealthy family can come from you. And if you're watching this video, it means you have a smartphone. There is so much more you can do with the smartphone. There's so much more you can learn. There's so much more you can achieve. Only if only you're determined to be that person that you want to be. It might take time, it might take a lot of resources, it might take tears and feeling like you don't belong and out of place. But as long as you're determined to get somewhere, you'll definitely get there. And if you're thinking, how do I start? You can send me a message. That is, if you're interested in tech, that is, in whatever industry that you find yourself and you want to venture into, whatever industry, there are people that are already there. And I promise you, there are also people who are looking for people that they can mentor. If only you can, send them a message or access them. And sometimes people, when I say this, people always say me, oh, how do I send this person a message? Sometimes it is not that these people don't, a lot of people don't send people that they look up to message. It is just that the structure of the message, maybe you are not serious enough or your message was not direct or you didn't communicate well. But in any case, if you are thinking of, oh, Nora, how do I start? Just send me a message and we'll talk about that. And I can give you ideas on how to go about it. Yeah, if you watch this far, you are a Norris squad. My name is Nora Mohammed, and this is Norris World. Until next time, I can't wait to see you here.